The gentlewoman is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the gentleman for yielding me time today. I rise in opposition to the previous question so the House can immediately consider Congresswoman Henson's H.R. 6619, the Unmask Our Kids Act. The Unmask Our Kids Act would restrict funds from going to any local education agencies that don't offer an option for in-person instruction at both elementary and secondary public schools. Further, the Unmask Our Kids Act would allow parents to opt their child out from having to wear a mask at school. As a mother of 2 children, I understand how important it is for all kids to be in school learning among their peers. Unfortunately, throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, there has been political theater of both masking policies and virtual learning, which has resulted in K through 12 students paying the price through learning loss, which is at an even higher rate among students that come from disadvantaged families. Several studies have found that there are adverse effects on the quality of education due to the lack of time students spend with their peers, especially for students that struggled with school before the pandemic. Students need and deserve to have in-person instruction so they can receive the best education possible for their future. As a physician and former director of public health, I recognize that children are at low risk of severe illness with COVID and low risk of transmission. A recent study found that grade schoolers are at lower risk than vaccinated adults. Wearing a mask at school can create both behavioral and physical complications for students. A student wearing a pair of glasses may have to keep unfogging their lenses, or a student that has a facial tic may have to keep correcting their fallen mask. As we've seen across the nation, mental health has been a big part of this pandemic, and students are not immune to this impact. Not being able to see other peers or your teacher's face can not only lead to further loneliness, anxiety, or depression, and the rate of suicide in children as young as 9 has been staggering. Many young students are also unable to learn because facial expressions are absent. Just yesterday, New Jersey's Democratic governor announced that beginning in March, the state will no longer require students and school employees to wear masks. The governor was quoted saying that this is not a declaration of victory as much as an acknowledgement that we can responsibly live with this thing. And Europe has had that policy for almost a year. Beginning this Friday, the governor of Delaware, the president's home state, will lift Delaware's universal indoor mask mandate with a lift on school-based mask mandate beginning March 31st. Also yesterday, a medical analysis for CNN said that the decision to wear a mask should shift from a government mandate to an individual choice. If a parent and a student believe it is in the best interest of their health and well-being to wear a mask, so be it. Let them make that decision for themselves. We do not need elite, powerful people imposing their will upon our most innocent and most powerless. Remove the mask, let students be back in school, and vote down the previous question.